At the U.S. border town of Laredo, Texas today, they marched and they chanted. And on Capitol Hill, they told their stories. New Mexico's Teacher of the Year.
When my DACA expires, I will be ripped out of my classroom and taken away from my students. This thought just breaks my heart.
A soon-to-be college graduate.
I just feel numb to what's happening right now. I no longer feel like I have control of my future.
Like hundreds of thousands of others in this country, foreign-born children of illegal immigrants, they've been protected from deportation by DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program.
Fighting for justice!
Created by Barack Obama, it's aimed at recognizing that after all these years in the U.S., they are effectively American and should be allowed to stay. Donald Trump last year ended the program to be phased out as of this March, threatening all with deportation. A move temporarily blocked last night by a federal court in California.
The real question now turns to the Congress and the president. Will they act? It is time for Congress to give us a lasting solution.
Trump, who called the court ruling unfair, has suggested he'd allow the young immigrants to stay if, for example, Congress strengthens border security, not least by building that border wall, something Democrats have long called a waste of money. Said Trump today.
It's got to include the wall. We need the wall for security. We need the wall for safety. We need the wall for stopping the drugs from pouring in.
The California ruling a reprieve for now for so many, as Trump and lawmakers on Capitol Hill debate whether they'll ever truly be allowed to call this country home. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
So for the hundreds of thousands of young men and women in America trapped in the U.S. immigration debate, this seems like a lucky break. But take Ali Morales, brought to the U.S. from Colombia when she was just 3. Her memories are American, her status undocumented. And her feelings now? Well, listen for yourself.
When I saw that the judge ordered the Trump administration to extend the DACA program, I was frustrated. I feel like this could have been done a long time ago, and people are already suffering, the damage is done, and we really need to move on from DACA and put in a permanent pathway to citizenship. There is a bipartisan DREAM Act bill that is supported on both sides, and there's absolutely nothing stopping them from putting it in place. If we were to focus on that right now, I feel like that would be a reason to be happy. The happier everyone gets around me with the continuation of DACA, the more frustrated I get, because what many people don't realize is that now there's not an urgency to come up with a solution for DACA recipients. There's time. And that's what we had on our side, was to push them to come up with something real.
In attacking today's ruling, Trump called out the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals by name. It just shows everyone how broken and unfair our court system is when the opposing side in a case such as DACA always runs to the Ninth Circuit and almost always wins before being reversed by higher courts, said Trump. So what is the Ninth? Well, over the past year for the Trump agenda, it's been something of a nemesis.
A judge has just blocked our executive order.
It's not just DACA. Multiple versions of Trump's travel ban targeting certain Muslim countries have been blocked by the Ninth.
Part of the much overturned Ninth Circuit Court.
And Trump has made no secret of what he thinks of it.
I'm never surprised by the Ninth Circuit.
Next to the U.S. Supreme Court, the 11 so-called circuit courts are the country's most powerful. And of those, the Ninth is the biggest, with a huge caseload. Based in San Francisco, it's a favorite target of conservatives. Its reputation for being a left-wing activist court was cemented in 2002 when it ruled that the words "one nation under God" in the Pledge of Allegiance violated the separation of church and state. Conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh called it the Ninth Circus. Republican firebrand Newt Gingrich called for it to be purged.
There's something sick about our judiciary.
In fact, there's little evidence the Ninth is particularly liberal. And those hoping it's some kind of bastion of anti-Trump resistance will be disappointed. Its decisions can be overturned, like Trump's travel ban, which is back for now, courtesy of the U.S. Supreme Court. Oh, and those conservative concerns about the 9th bias may fade soon. Trump has the opportunity to fill up to 7 vacancies, about a quarter of the court's roster.